Alright, here we go. Hopefully that mic's still gonna work. Alright, so this is just a test of a new little audio recording device thing that I got. I've never had any luck really recording audio in the inside the cab of a tractor. It always seems like the background noise, the engine or whatever, just drowns out the talking, I guess, which some people might like, but it's kind of defeats the purpose. But anyway, so I picked this thing up. It's just a little recorder. And supposedly you can plug it into the camera too, but I haven't figured that out yet. I just got it today. I was going to start when I started the field, but I wanted to get a couple rounds in anyway. I'm going a little bit slower than I normally do. It's not a real big field, it's only a couple acres. Running in fourth gear, low range, kind of traveling in D, which is about 8.8 kilometers per hour. Not sure what that is in miles an hour. Usually running one high, which is about 11.5 kilometers an hour. So it's not a really big difference, but it certainly seems like it. So this field here is for hay. We finished up silage there. I think I made a video, well, it was the other day. Yesterday I made it, but anyway, it was the other day. That was the last field of silage we did. And we were hoping to get all that in the silo, but it didn't work out. We only got a couple loads in. So we covered the silo that day, and we finished tedding out that what was left. So we baled that piece, the first piece I showed you. That was done yesterday, or that was done this morning, sorry. And the leftover silage piece, that was done this afternoon. So let's wrap on that. So this morning I cut, I don't have a video of it or nothing, but this morning I cut the dirt field, or the new field, as we call it. That's about 6 acres, I guess. Pretty good crop on it, pretty heavy. Didn't take very long to cut it, maybe an hour and a half or so, if that. Just taking it easy. Enjoying the air-conditioned cab. Then this afternoon I was on the tedder. I had the 375. I ted out that field just to get it drying some, and man oh man was it hot. It's well, the last 3 or 4 days it's been super hot here. Well, super hot to me, I guess. Like some of you southern guys laugh when I say hot. It's right around 30 degrees Celsius, which I believe is around 80-90 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you add in the humidity with that, and they're saying the humidex is right around 40 degrees Celsius. That'd be like 105 or something like that Fahrenheit. So that's about as hot as I can handle. I'm pretty much useless in that much heat, but I guess I could sit on a tractor and go around the field. So I got that ted out while they were baling. Dad was raking with the 135 Super Dave. Didn't get any footage of that obviously because I was tedding, but yeah, maybe tomorrow I might. We'll have to ted this probably tomorrow now. We got another piece. I forgot about this piece when I was talking in the video the other day. We got another field over that way. I gotta remember to look at my hand when I'm pointing now. So I got another field over that way that I need to cut yet. Probably get that tomorrow morning. So I don't know. Maybe we'll TED both of these tomorrow. I don't know. I'm pretty sick of using that tedder. I did a little review kind of video on it. Yeah, it's been causing me some grief. Well, the issue is we're so far along this year. I don't know if the hay is so far along or not, but it's such a heavy crop that this header just can't handle it. It's getting choked up if you go too fast, and it's wrapping around the baskets and stuff, the grasses, and the slip clutch is just going on it all the time. It's just a total nightmare to try and run it. It's not, add that into the fact you're on an open station tractor pulling it. It's, you know, 40 degrees with the humidity. There's deer flies eating you alive. And yeah, I'd do a video of me doing it, but I don't think you'd want to hear the words coming out of my mouth when I'm doing it. So anyway, yeah, it is what it is. There's not too much more of that left, and then we'll be done. We only do the one cut pretty well of hay anyway. So anyway, that's that. So not sure what the bale count's going to be up to now. I think he said he done about 50 bales so far today, and there'll be more yet, obviously. So I don't know. We should have quite a few bales. Like I said, we kind of cut off a few fields we were going to use for silage and use them for hay instead. Just because we're too late getting to it. We don't want to, like, we filled the big silo. We fill the small silo first. We don't fill it. We put some in it just to feed the cows, and then we'll switch over to the big silo and put the rest in that. But what happened this year was that there was so much. We put the little bit in the little silo to get us going, feed the cows, and there was so much left after we filled the big silo. We had nowhere to put it other than to switch back to the little silo. We didn't want to do that because we're trying to feed out of it. So that's kind of what's up. Anyway, enough about that crap. We're talking about, let's talk about the white now. This is a pretty good tractor, I have to say. I like it. Especially when the AC works. Super Dave was using this for chopping in the other video. But what happened? Oh yeah, we were using the 3070 on the mower. The new 3070 that Dad got in Ontario. We were using that, and then what happened? Oh yeah, the 865 Gale was giving us grief, so we switched harvesters, and we could have just switched shafts and whatnot, but the box is in this here for the 860, so we just swapped tractors, took this off the mower, and put it on the harvester. I did that actually, and we went going with that. So now the 3650 is just sitting. We needed a tractor to put on this mower. So what we decided to do was to put the 3070 on that, and it was working good too. I mean, we mowed a bit with it. No issues there, but then we needed the baler, so the 4253 was on the blower after the 1105 broke, so we needed a different baler tractor. You see how this all starts a bit of a chain of events here. So the 4253 was on the blower, and we needed a baler tractor. That usually runs the baler, so we needed something to replace that. And then, so we used the 3070 on that, the same one that was on the mower. So then that was fine, but then we needed a tractor to mow again. We're done silage, so we pulled the white back off the harvester and put it on the mower. So Now we're back to normal, I guess. So this afternoon now, we blew a tire on the 3070 baling, and since we were done silage, we pulled the 4253 off the blower and we stuck that on the baler now. So now we got the 4253 in the baler, and white's back on the mower. 3070 is actually sitting over there in the field right now. It's only happened an hour ago or 2 hours ago. So he'll have to, I'm not sure what he's going to do with that. Take the tire off and take it home or what. I don't know if there's a tube in it or not. The tire's a bit dry rotted, so that's probably what happened. There's no tube in it, so I'll have to get a tube for it, I guess. Not a big deal. That stuff happens. Don't quite have enough room. The mower is nice, it turns pretty sharp, but we still run out of room. No, you can't see. I don't know if he's having issues or not. Every single time I've come around that corner, he's been in the same spot with the baler, so I don't know if he's having more issues or not. We're still having issues with that thing. It's just, I don't know, the tie system on it is a nightmare. So always seems to be something going on with it. It's not one thing, it's another with that. Hopefully we're still recording. Looks like we are. So yeah, hey 2018. Some of you guys probably laugh when I say we only make like 150 bales, but that's all we need, man. We're not in the business of selling hay, so we just need to make enough to feed our animals. We do mostly silage anyway. So, and I'd rather do, well, I don't know if I'd rather do silage than hay. It's kind of a toss-up. The round bales are pretty nice. It wasn't for having to fight that baler all the time and fighting the tedder. It'd be a lot better. Get a better tedder and a better baler and be all set. I'm not a huge fan of the tower silos. They're nice. They're nice when they work, but I don't know. I guess everything has its pros and cons. It's just the easiest to see the downsides of the silo when you've had them for so long. But anyway, I don't usually do videos much longer than 8 minutes, but I kind of want to see if the audio is working out or not. And this thing is just a little microphone. Well, you can't see, I gestured towards my chest there, but just a little lavalier or whatever you call it, microphone. Just stick it on your shirt collar there. And the actual unit itself is called a Zoom F1 field recorder. So we're trying that out. I've had a lot of problems in the past with audio. Not just in the cab of the tractor where you can't hear me talking or nothing, but even just in general, I kind of tend to speak kind of low. I don't speak all that loud anyway, so it can be hard to hear me. Usually in post-processing, I can do it in iMovie. I can enhance the voice and you know, increase the volume of the audio a little bit. So that helps. That wasn't real stellar. But yeah, hopefully it works out, because audio equipment isn't all that, you know, cheap really. Originally, actually I had something rigged up. Well, I planned on rigging it up for my other camera. I got the camcorder, and I super glued, or I don't know, I epoxied a mount on the top of it. Just a little spot there, oops. I epoxied a spot there on the top of it to take a, what do you call it? It was a cold shoe mount or something like that they call them. So, yeah, that would have been alright, but I bought the wrong microphone. Apparently the camcorder I have requires a microphone that has its own power source. And the microphone that I bought for it didn't have that. It was its own thing, and it was going to be a bit of an ordeal to sort out, so I just sent it back. And I just kept using the internal microphone on the camcorder. That's worked alright, I guess. But I haven't really got around to upgrading that at all. It just kind of the internal microphone was working good enough. It was hard to justify spending $300 on a, you know, a good quality Rode external mic. But even this unit wasn't far off of that either. So anyway, always trying to upgrade, make it better. YouTube revenue doesn't really pay for all of that, but it helps a bit. We have that Patreon page set up too. I got a couple guys subscribed to that. I got to do a little video on that too. I posted all of those, well, not all of them, there's still quite a few left of those dealer VHS tapes. I posted them up on that Patreon page, but I don't have time right now to deal with that. It's quite a process. I mean, I have to watch each video individually myself. Not that that's a terrible thing, but it takes time to you know, digitally convert them or whatever. So anyway, we'll get back at that in the fall, and I'll post some more hopefully. That didn't look too bad. Coon mower works awesome. Love it. Worth every penny. The old hay bind. Nothing wrong with the old hay bind. Nothing against people that use them. You use what you got. But yeah. Far superior. Actually, I haven't had that many problems at rocks either. We kind of were, well, initially I was a little bit concerned about it, but the hay bind never really turned up many rocks either. You break the odd tooth on the scythe, the odd section or whatever you want to call it. But you know what? I'd rather break blades off this thing all day long than replace sections on the sickle bar. Way easier. Way easier. Yeah, but like I said, we haven't had many problems. I replaced one blade on it. That was it. And yeah, and replacing the blade took all of about 2 minutes. As most of you guys that have these mowers would probably know. Compared to the hay bind where you got to pull the entire sickle bar out. And yeah, it's just a pain. Pain in the ass. I widened out the, what do you call it, deflectors, I guess, for the swath on this thing before I started. But it didn't really seem to make a whole lot of difference. I wouldn't say. They were narrowed all the way up before for making windrows for silage, and now they're widened all the way out, and it doesn't really look a whole lot different to me. Yeah, that turn's getting a bit sharp. Lots of room now to turn anyway. This thing is in four-wheel drive, we don't need that. Must have hit the button. Anyway guys, I'll let you go here. I think that's long enough of me rambling on. This should make a good test of the microphone anyway. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And we'll catch you in the next video. Later.